Welcome in everyone to episode 89 of the Battlecast podcast. I'm your host Caleb Peng, joined by my co-host Speedy Chief 2, world's caster for Pokemon Go, but also now a caster for Pokemon Unite. You know? What's that about?
I'm coming to you from Thea Sky Ruins for all of our YouTube viewers.
Yeah.
This is actually I googled Unite backgrounds and this is what I got. So
No, it's not. Is it really?
yeah, apparently.
What part of Unite is this? The sky when you turn the POV like upside down? Something weird.
It's the stadium. It's just really blurred, right?
I guess so. What is that behind you though? A pillow on the stadium? Like what is that white thing?
Oh, this over here?
No, like right behind you. This is that like a
cloud.
pillow?
It's a cloud.
No, the one underneath your arm, underneath the mic.
Oh, this right here?
Yeah, what is that? It's
yeah,
like a white.
That's actually my bed.
You threw your bed into Thea Sky Ruins? Oh,
no. I didn't key it out with the green screen. This is like
my dude, you can't be taking a nap on Thea Sky Ruins, man. There was a whole Rayquaza roaming around there.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Zoinks asked me like the day before. He's like, hey, would you like to come on? And obviously I was super underprepared, but I'm really grateful to Zoinks. I know he listens to the podcast, so shout out to Zoinks and the Overdunk podcast.
Shout out indeed. I mean, and also Zoinks and Co put in a lot of work into that stream too. That was dude, they were pretty much commentating nonstop. Like you filled in for like maybe 2 hours or so, but like outside of that, like it was him and what's his name? Zero, right?
Zero in on Alex.
Yeah, Zero. Zoinks and Zero just put in a lot of work too. So
yeah,
pretty dope. So yeah, definitely check out
those guys are awesome.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely check out the Overdog podcast if you get a chance. Great podcast too. I had the pleasure of being on it once too. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a cool time.
Nice.
It was myself, Gabby, and Chip. Zoinks had the idea to bring together the other Pokemon titles and kind of share our different POV and stuff. So yeah, it was interesting. I think I noticed you trying to fit in Hundelberger as much as possible.
I said it a few times, yeah.
Maybe see if you can fit into Pokemon Go casting now.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
People would be so confused. Like instead of saying knockout, like, oh, that's a Hundelberger right there. Wrong franchise.
No.
Wrong game.
It's
right franchise.
There's definitely a lot of areas I need to improve, right? And we get this in Pokemon Go because we have so much history in it. It just comes like second nature to us. But there's definitely a lot of blind spots that I have.
Yeah, but that's fine though. I mean, with minimal preparation, I think that was pretty interesting to say the least.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I tuned in for a good chunk of it too. There were some upsets too. There were some big upsets, but hey, you know, it's one of the many regionals or qualifiers, I should say, that they have throughout this season. So we'll definitely see some big names, but it's cool to see some new teams taking off too. And it's good that Zacian isn't allowed because that thing is busted. I don't know if you've seen clips, dude. That thing is just, dude. I think a level 1 Zacian has the same stats as a level 7 Greninja. Yeah, right.
Are you kidding me?
Wild, right? Like it's not even like it's like people are like, oh, it's bugged. Regardless of the bug, without the bug, it's still super strong. I haven't been playing, but I've been watching my friends play just because I've been busy. But like whenever I'm like editing YouTube videos and stuff, I'll just like listen to my friends play voice chat and stuff, and or watch them, and it's fun. But
dude, what I heard is that it has an ability where you can strike and kind of like supersede your opponent's defenses and go straight into their HP. And apparently that bug is so rampant that it just does that all the time. True damage. Does it all the time. And dude, I remember watching a Zacian unite onto a Reggie, and it just one strike from the Zacian took like half of its HP.
Yeah. It's pretty. It's unreal. Luckily, it's banned from competitive play at the moment, and hopefully they patch it. But yeah, I don't know. It's been an interesting time for Unite, to say the least.
For sure.
But anyway,
what have you been up to?
I've been good. I played every single one of my GPL battles so far this season. I didn't have a set bank, so I have a total of 150 total games played. But it's been I've been on that grind. I got a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Did you hit Legend or not this season? But before you say anything, let's go over our questions from last episode, and then let's go over our question from last episode to build some anticipation for this one.
Let's do it.
But I am curious to hear about the thoughts here. All right, going from earliest comments to the most recent ones. Is this Forno or yeah? I think it's Forno, not FOMO. I think it's Forno. Forno one. Sorry, the R and the N are so close. It's hard for me to tell. A thought I've had for a while about how to introduce PvP to the casual player besides GPL. The gym defending system has long needed an overhaul. Feeding berries as defense doesn't feel like you're truly defending anything. At best, you feel like you're annoying the other trainer. You're just delaying the inevitable. Why not add a gym check-in system? If the gym is your team color and no one has already, you can opt to defend the gym via the PvP battle. The only way another team can claim the gym would be to battle you at your desired league, Great League, Ultra League, Master League. I have many more details to this, checks and balances, but I was just curious what you two think of the idea of having have other in-game PvP besides GBO. I can share more details of the plan if you wish in another comment next episode. Yeah, I like that. I mean, honestly, right now it's PvP. It's just PvP and then Rockets, right? Rockets has similar PvP components, except Rockets are super souped up. So it's, not really a good mimic. So I think the only question I have here for I might be misunderstanding is, what if you're not like actively playing the game, right? How does someone challenge you? Because I think the gym system, it's easy for Niantic to implement because they could just leave a Pokemon in there, you battle. It's like the AI, right? Because when I first started playing the game, when I was battling the gym, I thought I was battling the trainer. I was like, whoa. I was like, they're in there? And they're like, no, it's just an AI. They're just doing random stuff. I was like, oh.
Shit.
Yeah. But that's what I thought too, right? Because that's what you think. If someone's Pokemon's in a gym, they're like, you're battling against them, right? I do like the concept because that's how I think that's how most people thought gym battles were going to be when they first started until they realized it was just the AI. But what are your thoughts on it, Speedy?
This is really interesting, right? Because gym defending is not a feature that I think about very much at all. And the old gym system where you could fight with Pokemon at a certain CP and you could level up the gym multiple tiers. I actually never really got into that, but I know a lot of people really love that system. And yeah, I guess. So I guess my question here, and Forno has thought this out a lot, right? It's got a lot more details. My question is, like, if multiple people are attacking the gym at once, how does the game distribute that battle to the defenders? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking maybe like if you and what if Caleb and I and Butters are all in a gym together and somebody attacks it? What if we all three of us got a notification and whoever accepted that battle request first was the one that actually got in to defend, and the other two just weren't going to defend that time?
Yeah, it's interesting. I would definitely love to see the logistics behind it.
Yeah, me too.
I think the concept is cool. Honestly, like stuff like this is what can allow potentially one day like squad battles, right? That'd be pretty cool. If all three of us in there, we all defend together, but then they could bring in two other people, right? Like I think there's a lot of potential here. The logistics of it is the tricky part, right? Because gym defending isn't always real time if you're not actively on. But I mean, I kind of like it. I like the concept. I mean, I think squad battles where each person only used one Pokemon is pretty cool. I think if each Pokemon had each person had 3 Pokemon in squad battles, that would take probably forever. I mean, long term, I'd love that in competitive play, but I think, I don't know, it'd be interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I would definitely like to hear more details.
Yeah, because it seems like gym defending and gym system in general is kind of just by the wayside, which I don't blame Niantic for why. It's not really a top priority, but I think for most people, it's not really a aspect of the game that they desire to, because there's no real strong point to it. You get enough balls to catch Pokemon in raids these days, and the coin system is just it is what it is. I stopped caring about the coin system a while ago too. So, but anyway, I do think those are some interesting points to refresh a little bit, because I think that's an aspect game that I don't think is touched upon very often.
Agree.
You like this new shirt, by the way, Speedy?
Dude, hold on. Let me flip back over on the comments page. Dude, that shirt is sick. That is Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre.
Yeah, it's the Hoenn Tour Vegas shirt.
No shot, dude. Yeah. Did you order it from Niantic's website or what?
No, my friend Lynn got it for me actually in Vegas. So
dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, but it was because we were in Australia, so we couldn't have gotten it. But
yeah,
it's nice.
That's actually sick though. Yeah, for all of our YouTube viewers, you can see it, but if you're not able to see it, it's essentially like a Pokeball. But the top, the red section has a Primo Groudon. The bottom section is actually blue, Primo Kyogre. It's pretty sick.
That's true. Repping the last GBL team I did last season, double primals.
Bro, hey, you say that, people are gonna think you're serious.
Look, if you're going to go off of that, then you're not a true fan. You didn't listen to the last episode. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
if you listen to the last episode, you'll know I actually ran triple primals. Come on now.
You should follow Caleb Peng on Twitter. That's how you find out the truth.
Yeah, be sure to watch all my videos and see how I exploited. The second comment, Toshi Suzuki says, "Yes, I am indeed the Toshi Suzuki-san that played in Bokum. The in-game name Toshi Suzuki was sadly already taken. Hope Speedy was able to make the buzzer beater legend rank. Oh, we're about to find out. I love that little setup there, Toshi. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Well, anyway, great to see you battle too. I mean, it was awesome. You played really well, and I think I might have missed it, but I think Toshi was only featured on stream once. But the one time he did, it was Toshi did quite well.
Good time.
So, yeah, good time. Hopefully we'll see you at Europe International Championships, EUIC, coming up April. Yo, did you see Inadequence's tweet?
No, what did he say?
It was the regional, which one? I don't know how to pronounce it. I apologize. It's Utrecht. Utrecht.
Yeah.
201 people so far signed up.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I believe that one is free for registration. But still, even if it's free, like I didn't think that the registration cost was the biggest barrier for most people, but maybe it is. Yeah. 201 so far. And that tournament is what? Is that soon? Is that this weekend or no?
No, it's not this weekend. Give me a second.
That's even more wild too, because
I'll tell you exactly when it is.
Yeah. That's dude, that would be
Utrecht is March 18th and 19th.
Oh, dude.
So it's next weekend.
Oh,
so
is that Community Day?
Oh, maybe it is. So they still have basically, if we're recording this on Monday, they basically have 2 more weeks to build those numbers even higher.
Dude, that is pretty wild.
That's amazing.
Love to see that. Hey, more people playing the game, always a good sign.
Dude, so let me ask you this. When do you think NA is going to have a free regional? And do you think we'll get the same results?
Tough one. I don't know what the logistics is, why that one's free. I think NA is kind of hard to do free because like the tournament organizers host these events and they have to rent out the venue space. Like how you need I don't know how they Utrecht is able to do this. Maybe they have a friend in the business that has a free, I don't know. It's just it's a lot of money to host an event for a weekend for that many people, right? It's I don't know. I can see it being discounted, but I don't know. Especially not even the problem is if you add, it's not really a problem, but the situation we have is TCG and VGC are also part of it, and those two together are already almost at 2,000 people. so having a free event, unless they made it just for Go, which would be super controversial and unlikely, that would not happen. I don't know how they afford to host an event. But over 2,000 people for free, right? At a big venue. But I am curious. I do wonder if part of it is because of the monetary reason, that because it's free, more people are attending. Because if that's the case, man, that's an unfortunate limiting factor too. Because I don't know how to work around it. But that is good to know if that is the case. So I'm curious for anyone that might be listening, if you're signed up for Utrecht, was a free registration part of it? Because you still have to travel, right? In my opinion, traveling, unless you're a local, taking a plane or some type of transportation and then spending money on a hotel or Airbnb is usually the most expensive thing. The registration cost does cost something, but that's usually not the pricey point, right?
Yeah, exactly. Getting the hotel, paying for the flight. I mean, I guess Europe does have the advantage. If you are a bit more central, you can always take the rail to get there as well.
Yeah.
Which that's true. In the US, if you want to go to Florida, there's no shot you're going to take a train to Florida.
I mean, if I do, I'll see you in a month. I don't even know if there's a train from LA to Florida. That's
I don't think there is, right? Maybe Joe Biden can tell us if there's an Amtrak.
Yeah, I mean, there's a decent amount of Amtrak's in the Northeast. I will say that, but that's about it. Manning says, pro packing tip from a consultant. I
Okay.
started writing down all my items I need for a trip in a note on my phone and separate it by core items like passport, keys, chargers, and clothes. I write everything down with amounts, 2 shirts, 3 pairs of socks, etc. So the actual packing, like physically placing items in your bag, is done way quicker and don't have to focus on it since you are just checking off your list prepared beforehand. See, the problem, Manning, is I think myself and Speedy are not the most avid planners. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this issue. I mean, I haven't missed I haven't forgotten my password yet, but I have definitely forgotten certain things. I've forgotten. That's true. I need my password this weekend. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I did forget a pair of black pants when I had a gray jacket, I think. Gotcha. Wait, no. Sorry, I'm trying to think. I forgot a pair of black pants when I had a black jacket. So I wore gray pants with a black jacket, which is like not the weirdest looking thing, especially because when we're commentating, you don't see, like, you won't even know which regional I'm talking about when this happened, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But some people mix match or mismatch the stuff on purpose.
I think the rule is to not mix brown and black, right?
Oh yeah,
if you go with if you go with brown, you need like a gray or a blue.
You're talking about like suit though, right? Like you wear like a brown polo with a black. Even that looks a little weird, I guess. But
yeah, it's a little off, right?
I used to wear a lot of polos back in the day when I was working at a university. I was too lazy to wear the button up, and it was Georgia too. It's like warm.
Did you ever pop the collar?
No. University official popping a collar.
Yeah,
I already look like a college student working on a college campus. I don't want to look more like a college student. Also, popping the collar, I feel like it's so like old school. Like that was like that was like when we were in like high school. Maybe
I know, that's why I asked you.
I think anyone like in college these days like would not even know what the heck that is.
If you go back to the 90s, watch like 90s movies.
Oh my gosh, music videos.
The double pop collar
looks so bad.
With like the blowout hair
shirts. Too.
Yeah.
The frosted tips. Oh my goodness, what a style!
It was a rough time.
Daniel Oliveira said, "Speedy should dye his hair pink, blue, or yellow if he loses upcoming bet for Legend." Also, I feel for those in Mexico that got their hopes up and they nerfed the hell out of Halucha, I don't really mind the great regional they were getting that happened before Tropius, and I still don't have one. Yeah, honestly, like, I wouldn't mind it too. Like, yeah, it's good, but it's not like it's unbeatable, right?
Yeah,
but also, like, it's just like, I don't know, it's just good to have something that could change up the meta, even if it's more exclusive to a region. I think... I mean, Mexico might be hard for some people to get to, but it's much easier to get to than like a Relicanth in New Zealand, right?
Yeah,
New Zealand
is much more in South Africa.
Yeah. In Tropius, South Africa. Can't you get it in most of Africa, or is it just South Africa?
I believe it is spread across Africa, but I remember South Africa being like a focal point.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, Mexico for the most part. I mean, yeah, I guess like for parts of Asia, it would be a little bit harder to achieve. But it's just, I don't know.
It's annoying, right? Because I get it would be tough to beat, but then again, there aren't that many players that are going to have it, right? Unless and again, like the whole argument goes back to spoofing and breaking TOS. Well, how are you going to stop that, right? Are you going to just
exactly? That's the thing for any region, regardless.
Yeah.
What's the point? Yeah. Also, hey, we might see our first Halucha on stream this upcoming weekend in Vancouver.
Oh,
7-Eleven Gaming, yo, from Mexico. They're sending what, 4 players? Four players to Vancouver, dude. That would be.
They're sending
hype.
Angelino 511, Eomero, Sonoraman, and Yvonne are the 4 they're sending.
Yep. So, going to be pretty hype. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like, so 2 things, right? First, I know we already hashed this out last time, but the first is that like the selective reaction here by Niantic bugs me, because when the whole community was clamoring for moveset updates, we got nothing. But then the whole community clamored about this being too OP, and it just immediately got assassinated in terms of its moveset, right? And the second thing, like you pointed out, man, like honestly, there are other ways we could have gotten it eventually. So if you encounter one Halucha in your Go Battle sets for the day, or 2 or 3, you just got to find a way to beat it. Like don't whine about it. You just beat it.
Yeah, you don't see people like nerfing Pachirisu. This is top of like Sinnoh Cup, right? Like it's just
exactly.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, Hawlucha has more play in Open Great League, but I don't know. I like for someone that can't access Hawlucha right now, I'd be okay if they brought it. Although I will say it is, I could drive down to San Diego and try to grab some, so I might do that sometime in the future.
Yeah,
but who knows?
I don't
For
know.
Ultra League too, you need the XLs, man.
There's this constant tug of war in Pokemon Go between exclusivity and wanting to have it all, right? Like everybody wants to catch the first shiny Axew, right? When it got released, people are like, oh my god, this is like the biggest thing ever, and I got one, and now everyone's so jealous. You see these posts go up on Twitter, they have like 500, 1,000 likes for the first shiny of something, and like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Like you feel really special when you get it, but then everybody else gets so envious and like, oh well, I have to have it too. I can't let this person be the only person that has it, so I'm gonna whine. I'm gonna like maybe you go out and grind for it, right? I think a lot of people do that, but a lot of people just whine about it, like, oh, it's not fair. So this tug of war between wanting to be exclusive but also wanting to have everything, it's just annoying.
I feel bad for the people in Mexico that had a nice regional, but hey, grind it out. You know, get those XLs for the Ultra League variant as well, and hopefully they buff it. Hopefully
maybe
they buff
in a year.
Oh gosh, hopefully it's not that long. But yeah, man, imagine a bunch of Hawluchas rolling around in these official tournament formats. It'd be so cool.
Dude, I hope it's still like.
I hope it's still like decent. Is it that bad still?
It's pretty bad. I'm so sick of Medicham. Yeah, I honestly,
same.
I've been hoping. I know you've been hoping the same, right? We wanted a new fighter to come in and actually fill an interesting role.
Hawlucha,
there are ways. There are ways to beat Hawlucha, right? Like it's got weaknesses. It would just change the meta.
Poison. I mean, poison jab. Yeah, no, it just doesn't. It had poison. It originally had wing attack, sky attack, right?
Yes.
That was aerial ace. Gosh, it still has flying press at least, but dude, poison jab, flying press. Does that even beat Bastion? You know what? Let's put it to the test.
In the rankings it says so, but I'm interested because you don't ever bait, right?
Yeah, you don't ever bait. Yeah.
You're taking neutral from SmackDown.
Yeah, you do win, but you win the 2 shields with 11 HP left and no energy.
Oh,
you win the zeros with the same thing, 4 energy and 11 HP. Like barely beating Bastion on the 0 shields is a little rough for a fighter or for a flyer.
Just listen to this. So Hawlucha's top counters: Walrein, Pelipper, Alola Marowak, Toxapex, Cresselia, Shadow Charizard, Jellicent, Alola Ninetales. All those Pokemon beat it with like a 300 rating.
Yeah.
Seeing more of those in the meta would be fun.
Yeah. Missed opportunities.
Yeah.
But anyway, what do you think about the pink, blue, and yellow hair?
Dude, come on.
All right, we'll table it for now. Let's see what the other recommendations you have.
I don't know if I'm ready to go full Toshi. All right.
C Ship says, want to stop by and say I've been loving the podcast. I've got to meet Will a couple times, and I bugged Caleb to do the Pogo streamer beer tier list. But I super appreciate what you guys do for the community and wish you guys continued growth and success. You'll love to see good things happening to good people. Hey, I appreciate that, C Ships. And honestly, that beer tier list was a great idea. I had a lot of fun doing it.
Content for days, man. That's
content for days. I was like, that was around my tier list time period. I was doing like a tier list every week. It's been a while. Yeah. I was going to do a tier list for this upcoming season, like for this season for the moveset update. But then like when I saw just Boomber Central, I was like, yeah, no, this is not really worth making a tier list about. It would have just been like nothing changing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, Ships is the man. Saw him again in Orlando. Met him for the first time in Orlando originally in 2020. Great guy.
Oh, and, okay. I was around then. Yeah. I guess we probably didn't cross paths, but
I remember he and I stepped outside and we battled each other in the mega tournament, and it was such a sweaty set. I think it went to game 3, and it was a great time. We were like instantly friends.
Wow, that's awesome. So a Florida local?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, maybe I'll run into Sea Ship sometime in the future. Vancouver? No, probably not. that's far. That's you're going across the continent on that one.
For sure.
Yeah. David Majewski says, I think as a punishment for Speedy, he should have to transfer or dump Stardust into Pokemon of Caleb's choosing. So it seems like Speedy doesn't want to change his appearance again. Yeah, but you already... All right, this is something that Twastel mentioned, because we need a running list of things you owe me, right? You still need to make the Shadow camera ups. You still need to use Bastion for a full day of sets. We're in Great League right now.
I'm going to write this in our notes.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are the 2 things you owe me at the moment.
50 Shadow
And then
King
soon, you gotta
Rise.
shave your head when we lose his next bet. Yeah, I don't mind that, David. I just think I don't know if it equals a perm. He would just transfer unless he's transferring like his shundo, right? Like that's like unless it's like that, then I don't think he would be scared to transfer most things.
I don't think, honestly, David, I don't think it's cruel enough or unusual enough for Caleb. It needs to be a little more
What do you
extreme.
mean? I'm all about the hair. It's my thing. It's my thing. Dude, imagine
Oh
my
man.
headshots for like months. Like, you know how we take like headshots at these regionals and internationals? Imagine like when they take a headshot, I have a straight up perm going on.
Dude, it's
This would
gonna
be
be
pretty
epic.
hilarious. You better beat me first. So, who is Josh says, I got a bet for you both to do. As I open my first Gimme Goal box, I think a race to 999 coins to evolve your own would be a potentially good bet. Loser has to then transfer their first evolve Goldango when they have enough coins.
Oh, dude.
Also, deeper question. I mean, I don't know if you want to do that. I'd be down. I don't know if you want to do that. Anyway, also, deeper question. I know you touched upon this last week, but do you feel Niantic is a data company or a game developer? I think they can be. I think they can't be both, and I feel like they're more of a data company to get us to walk, track, and scan stops rather than develop a working game like any other Pokemon franchise, like TCG or Unite, as example.
Mm,
I think best for this game is to have a game developer as the head of the table and Niantic to be in the background collecting the data they require. We all let Google/Facebook take our data and location consent, but they don't throw it down at our throats when using their applications.
mm-hmm.
Um,
As
but
much.
yeah, as much. But we as a community shouldn't have a game solely developed for collecting data with the mask of Pokemon, but a game for the people. If I was in the Pokemon company, I would be concerned that obviously numbers are down of users and trying to patch a game with poor content at times. I would review that contract with Niantic. It's been nearly 7 years at least since the launch of Go. Uh, Contract review must be on the cards for them. Keep up the work and always enjoy the podcast. Honestly, those are really great points, Josh.
Mm.
Uh, and I think, to my knowledge, the Pokemon Company definitely, I would say, like intervened, but had a hand in competitive VGC at one point in time in the past couple years to
Yep.
make it the vision they want to see. I forgot exactly. I
Mm-hmm.
don't actually know the specifics history of it, so don't quote me on it. But
Mm-hmm.
there were definitely times where I think VGC was also not living up to the expectations that people wanted,
Mm.
and people at the Pokemon Company maybe stepped in or consulted with them and etc. Right, like provided some feedback and stuff. So
Sure.
I think that is honestly, Josh. Like I love everything you said there. Besides the transferring
Yeah.
the Goldango thing, like everything else, I like. Um, but yeah, I personally, I mean, I think most people would agree it's more of a data company than game developer, right?
Yeah.
Because even Ingress, their first game, it's like kind of a data mining game too, right? Like it's not like there's a
Yeah.
game component to it, but it's not much of a game.
So I think what people need to understand about Niantic is that they are an augmented reality and VR company first, and their mission is to map the real world and integrate AR into the real world. So eventually, the vision is to have like for example, when you scan a Pokestop, right? Let's say you walk around like a gazebo. The vision ultimately for them, I think, is to have Pokemon appear organically from behind real world objects. So you have like a Pikachu that would run across that gazebo, and if a pole passed between you and the Pikachu, you wouldn't be able to see it. It
Mm-hmm.
would literally like phase out and come back in. And I think that they're really trying to, push that further and further. And what people need to understand is that Niantic licenses IP from various companies, and it uses the game that they license as a vehicle to further their AR mission. So Pokemon is just an IP that they pay a license for that they're using to forward their mission. Harry Potter was the same thing. The new NBA or NBA World or whatever is another IP that they are paying for so that they can try to further map the world. Now, what they do with that data is interesting, right? Because one of their key components, one of their key like driving factors is that they're able to send people out into the real world, which other games can't do. You know, like you're never gonna pick up an Xbox controller and say, "Man, I just need to go outside because I need to get a resource for this game." Right? It just doesn't happen that way. So I think that's their unique selling points, that they can mobilize people to go out in person. How does that work for them in their vision? Right? How do they monetize that? How do they convert that into their next mission? I'm not sure, but
yeah, I think it's kind of like what Josh said, like especially the Google and Facebook taking our data example is it should be. I'm not even like mad about them using it for mapping their AR maps and whatever. I think it just needs to be more seamless, right?
mm-hmm. It's definitely in your face.
Yeah, it's very in your face. I do like the nominations of the stops and stuff. Wayfair, right? To nominate different stops and gyms and stuff. Like that is cool because people that want to go out of their way to nominate those things can, right? And they can map different points of interest like that. Dude, speaking of which, I nominated some stop literally when I moved here in June, and it's been almost a year. And they still haven't gotten to it. I don't know what's going on there. They're like, I don't know, they're backlogged or what. I'm like reviewing stuff to try to speed up my like submission, but it's like stuck in the void.
It's all the public. Like regular people take time out of their day to do that unpaid and review those stops.
Yeah.
So unless it's promoted or boosted or whatever.
But like even then, I've talked to friends and they've said like they'll get it approved in like 2 weeks, and they're not like reviewing stuff themselves.
It depends. So I think there's like a hierarchy, right? Like if it's the first stop in an area where there aren't any other stops, I do think it gets a bit of a priority slot. And also if it's like if it's been nominated several times by other people, right? Like if you send in this water fountain, then I send in the water fountain, then it gets like a higher priority as well.
Yeah, I don't think it. Oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe you should come visit me and also nominate it. It's a pretty good nomination. Like it's not like a sham too. I've heard stories of people nominating, they'll like print a picture and put it on their like sewer drain in the street. Like, oh, check out this sewer art. But
never heard of somebody doing that.
No. But this one's a legit one, so we'll see. Maybe I need it's stuck in the queue or something. I think I've heard some that have been stuck for like over a year too. Somewhere. Yeah. I don't know if it's like their system or whatever. But yeah, I hope it's just like it's anyway, long story short, hopefully I agree. Hopefully, I feel like Josh's assessment of the situation is pretty spot on. Honestly, like Josh, I don't know what you do for a living. Who is Josh indeed? But Josh might know people. I know
Josh might need to be CEO. Who knows?
Josh might be an employee at Niantic. You never know. Who is Josh? Throwing out ideas. Yeah. I mean, like we said, like there's plenty of employees in Niantic that unfortunately don't have the decision-making power we hope. Like that decision-making power that can make changes that we want to see. And I'm sure they're also like part of the system that they want to help change too, but can't. Anyway, again, shout out if you're from Niantic listening. I say this every week, but I feel like there might not be anyone.
I know.
Besides Josh. Well, maybe not. Probably not. Maybe Josh might just have a good understanding of business stuff. Anyway, Timmy says, I hope our new esports manager is taking notes on what needs to be done with GoPV. Yo, dude, that comment following up Josh's is like perfect timing.
Perfect.
Best take and timing I've ever seen from Timmy in my life. Yo, not gonna lie, when I was streaming today, I was playing Galarian Weezing. This guy's like, what if we don't have a Galarian Weezing? I was like, how do you not have a Galarian Weezing? I was like, you just don't have one you want to power up, right? Like not go rank one? He said, no, I don't have one. I was like, what do you mean? He's like,
at all.
He's like, well, they weren't spawned. They're just in raids. I was like, no, they were spawned during GoFest. It's just like from an incense wherever you could do it. Like you had incense, right? I know you played GoFest. He's like, well, I also didn't save it. I was like, well, you're saying two different things. You either raided it and you either didn't raid it, or you caught some. But like, how do you like not raid, catch some, and still transfer? That's all on you, man.
Yeah. I remember Magic Mason famously saying that he took like a 6-month break from the game, and he still doesn't have Armor Mewtwo because that was like the one window where Armor Mewtwo came out.
But you can do trades with people, right? Timmy lives like down the street from you, right?
He does, yeah. Like
you should give him a Galarian Weezing.
Okay,
make him trade. Make him trade you his like double Shadow Razor Leaf first. We need to clean up his gameplay a little bit. Less Shadow Razor Leafers, more Galarian Weezing.
I need like 24 more XLs, but I want to build this one. It's a rank 77 for Ultra. I still haven't made it yet.
Okay,
but
not too bad.
Should be good.
I made mine recently. It's expensive.
It's so busted. Everybody's playing it.
Dude, it's so good. Mine is high enough rank that I could tank 2 overheats from the opposing Weezing. Not bad, right? Not
dude.
bad. Not bad, right?
That's sick.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Anyway, I had to justify using it because I spent so much on it. Victor DiMartino says, I agree with Caleb that Speedy should get his ears pierced. One of the best decisions I made as a man was getting earrings. Plus, men having earrings is more common in different cultures. In my girlfriend's family, almost all the men have their ears pierced, and it's a normal thing to them. Would you be down? Would you be down?
You want me to you want Mariana to call off the wedding, don't you?
She wouldn't love pierced earrings? Pierced ears?
I don't know, man.
You should ask her.
I'll ask her. Yeah. So I'll ask her, and I'll give everybody the response on the next episode. But dude, I'm actually putting that in the notes right now.
Yeah. Shoot her a message. See how she feels. Does she listen to the podcast or no?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, shoot her a message and we'll see. Honestly, I will say before I had earrings, I was like, no, why would I get earrings, right?
Like, you were like, who am I?
Yeah. And then eventually I was just like, you know what? It might not be a bad idea. So I got them, and then I got it with one of my really good friends, and she was in town. She was supposed to get earrings with me too, but she was there for her like bridal shower, I guess.
Okay.
Is that a thing? Anyway, she was getting drinks with her like potential like maids of honor or whoever. I don't know. She had a private wedding, so none of them actually showed up. I don't even know what it was, but she was in town and she was doing it, and then she had mimosas or whatever for breakfast, and then we show up in the afternoon, and they're like, when was the last time you had something to drink? And I was like, I don't know, over a month ago. And they're like, okay, you're fine. And they asked her, she's like, oh, this morning. Like, no, we can't do it. She's like, what? I'm not like drunk or anything. Like, it's been like 6 hours or 7 hours. She's like, yeah,
but they have to ask.
Yeah, you can't drink within like 24 hours, I guess. So she went with me and just nothing happened because she was going to get a cartilage piercing. But I got the ears pierced, and literally when I walked out, she saw it. She's like, dude, you look like so different. Like, I don't know how to talk to you right now. I was like, dude, new me. Dude. Yeah. I got it shortly after Twitch Rivals.
Really? Rivals? I thought you had them longer than that.
Well, October 2021 was a while ago, right?
Oh, true.
Yeah. I got them after Twitch Rivals, and I didn't tell anyone. And I had like, because the earrings were less noticeable, they're just like smaller ones, like the temporary ones. And so I never said anything, and I was just curious if anyone noticed. Because when I'm streaming, I have my headphones on, so it's blocking it. But you can see it on my YouTube videos if you really zoom in, right? But a lot of people didn't notice it. Once in a while, like every few videos, someone will comment on it. I think Phoebe was like, "Did you get earrings recently?" I was like, yeah, I got like 3 months ago.
Yeah, 3 months.
But I was like, but you are one of the first people to actually notice that not IRL, right? Because I didn't want to make a big deal about it. He's like, what? He's like, when did that happen? I was like, yeah, it's been a while, but to be fair, no one else would notice either.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, and then one of my friends got me these, so I changed it out. It's more obvious now. Anyway, maybe that's a good suggestion, Victor.
Maybe.
Well, I guess it was my suggestion, but you're agreeing with me, so yeah, I like it. Thank you. Paradox 80 says, long-time listener to the podcast. I want to say since something around episode 10. Oh, episode 10. That was a while ago. That was Zionic days right here. That was like 2020. Yeah, wait, no, 2021. Makes the drive to work entertaining. Keep up the great work. As for the latest bet, since physical disfiguration isn't allowed.
Oh my god.
or beard or piercings, etc. That's hilarious the way it was phrased. I'm not sure TPCI will allow it, but I say if Speedy loses, Caleb gets to pick his on-stream attire for Worlds, or maybe gets to choose all of Speedy's profile pics and avatars for the next season. Ooh, next season is...
Oh my god.
You got some like devil looking thing these days, like a little like sneaky profile picture. Dude, is that just me?
A devil thing?
What? I mean, it's not devil thing. You just look like you're the devil about to make a deal with me. Look, let me time mark this so that people know.
I thought it was charming. This.
I mean,
I'm like leaning in.
You're like leaning like I'm gonna strike you a deal, right? You get all the money in the world if you trade your soul, right? I come back and collect in 5 years. No.
Speedy went down to Georgia.
Yeah, it looks like you're up to something. Am I wrong?
Oh man, dude, we're gonna need feedback on this. I'm
Yeah,
actually
I'm
serious.
curious. Doesn't he
I'm glad
look
you're
like
putting
a
this.
you look like a used car salesman?
Dude, shut up, dude. No shot.
I don't know.
No,
It
no, no.
looks sneaky to me. I'm not even trying to roast you. Like I actually, when I first saw this, I was like, dang, like it looks like you're like I got you kind of look, right? Like it sounds like you like pulled a prank on me just now. Be like,
Dude, watch out.
Joke's
No, I
on
remember
you,
this.
right?
I remember this moment. I was casting and I like leaned forward because I was thinking about something. I was like deep in thought, and then I saw the camera guy come around, and I looked up and I was like, I like I like did a smile, and that's the picture they decided to take.
Huh. I don't know. It's I'm curious what people's thoughts are. Looks a little.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. I have some other ones I could use. So if everyone in the comments thinks that I should change it, I'll change it.
Look, you should be thanking me. You should be thanking me. I'm the first person to say this, right? To you?
Yeah, you're the first person.
I'm a true friend.
I thought it was charming.
I'm a true friend. If the comments are in agreement with me, then you know I'm a true friend because other people are thinking it, and no one has brought it up to you besides me, right?
No, now I need other opinions because I'm seriously like now I'm
self-conscious. No, I honestly one of my friends like I'm like really good friends with her, and I'm just super honest, and she's just like, why so mean and stuff? I'm like, dude, I'm not mean. Like, I'm like literally the only honest person here with you then, right? Like, even your husband's not honest with you. She made like a steak for him once. It was like super salty, and she asked him how it was, and he was like,
it's great.
It's not bad, right? But she knew it was salty too. I was like, why do you want your husband to lie to you? Do people want that? I'd rather be honest.
Some people want comfort, man.
Yeah, I make it uncomfortable. But you know, I really care if I'm actually honest, you know? Like, I'll be like, that's a terrible take, right? And some people are like, why so mean? I'm like, because it's a bad take. What you mean? Like, I don't care if you're my friend. Like, I don't you want people to say this? If everyone's just saying stuff to please you, then you know they're not really looking out for you. I'm looking out for you, man. Dude, if you grew a goatee with that picture, you really be the devil.
No,
or not the goatee, the soul patch, yeah,
a soul patch and like a twisted mustache.
Dude, yeah. You should do it now. This might be the new bet. That's the new profile picture.
Oh God,
that's a good suggestion, Paradox. Dude,
look like a pirate.
Profile picture avatar for next season. Ooh, it's a long time.
So I don't think I've told you this yet, Caleb, but I have a plan for my world's attire. And it's gonna
already.
If I get invited to cast, it's gonna blow your mind.
Oh, you're gonna do some cosplay stuff,
dude. It's gonna be pretty sick.
Okay,
I've got a plan.
All right, I like the sound of that. Michael Davis says, maybe Caleb has altered my perception of what is a reasonable bet with his tattoo and piercing ideas, but hair modifications such as shaving your beard doesn't seem so bad after all. After all, it is temporary. That's true. See, you know what I mean? I'm generous. I'm a generous god, as they say. As Xerxes says. Yeah. You know, if you know, you know. Oh, and number 2, what do you guys put all your rare candy into? I have way too much taking up space in my bag. Is it rare that I need regular candy for something? What I really need are XLs. You know, it's funny you asked this, Michael, because I literally did this last night because I was running out backspace again. And I live on a Pokestop now, so I always have way too much items and nothing to catch because there's like no Pokemon near me. But I essentially just, for all the legendaries, regardless of how bad or good they are, even like Thundurus and like, you know, the other thing. What's the other one? Thundurus and
Landorus.
No, Landorus is a good one.
Tornadus.
Yeah, Tornadus and Thundurus are both terrible, right? I'll even dump rare candies in the dough so that if I ever need a max one day, I have it on hand. And then I'll sometimes dump even more rare candies in something that might be good in both Great League and Ultra, like a Tapu Fini, right? Like, I already have enough candies. I already made both, but, like, I'm dumping extra in case I get better rank one or something like that. Just so I have it. But, again, like, you're right. Like, it's just, we don't really need rare candies for much, to be honest these days. Or the other option is if you are a big, like, Master League player and you have, like, a really good rank mythical, like a mythical you can get one of, right? Like, what do you call it? Like a Zarude or like a Cosmoem or whatever, right? Technically, you can trade for those and stuff like that. Yeah, Jirachi, stuff like that. And you want to make from Master League, just dump your rare candies into that and do like the one candy transfer over. Like, it's going to take forever, but like if you're going to max it out, like it's still worth it in the long run, I think, because you can't really catch any more of them at the moment, right?
Yeah. No, I agree with Caleb completely. I think that when you have all those rare candies in your bag, you're not like you're not dumping them by putting them into like a Registeel or a Tapu Fini. It's kind of like you're shifting your resources to another future investment, which I think is important.
Yeah.
The first thing I always do is I try to make sure that all my mythicals have enough candies to be maxed and double moved, because it's like 100 more to double move a mythical, right?
Exactly.
So once you have all those bases covered, if you encounter like a really rare Pokemon that's new, for example, like when Marini first came out, if you wanted to build a Toxapex like immediately, you could dump candies into that as well. Or like very limited spawns, like things like Axew that are still really rare, you could always like dump some candy into that.
Yeah, I personally don't do anything that you could catch readily in the wild just in case, or things you could trade candies for. But they do come in a pinch, because I did make a combo once. I didn't have any candies for it, so I just dumped a bunch for that.
Yeah. Dude, I'm still so triggered by that one person who was dumping rare candies into Melmetal. I'm so triggered.
I think they go for like some world record or something.
Yeah,
but like, who's actually even in the race for that?
Yeah, themselves.
Yeah.
We asked if there was like a secret Melmetal grinding community, and nobody replied to that.
Yeah, because there isn't one. It's a population of one. I completely forgot about that guy. Exactly. Fish on Heater says, speaking for all Australians, we appreciate the effort you made to pronounce Melbourne in a more locally acceptable way. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say it, because he spelled it out fully, but I'm trying to say, like, pronouncing it Melbourne might have been a bit of an overcorrection, though. The best way to pronounce it is Melbourne
instead of Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne instead of Melbourne.
Yeah, so our buddy,
I kept saying Melbourne because Butters kept saying it.
Well, Butters kept saying it because our buddy, Joe Brown's buddy, has like a pretty heavy Aussie accent.
Very heavy.
He was saying Melbourne.
Yeah.
Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne. Maybe I'll say Melbourne next time.
Yeah.
Well, if it's second place finisher at OCIC saying it, then there's got to be some weight to it, right?
And also he performed well in Perth,
too. Dude. Yeah, so. Top 3, right? Dude, that was wild. Yeah,
top 3.
Ain't no accident. That's what I'm saying. And it was
and with a different team this time.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So he brought Medi, Shadow Obama, Charizard, just like he brought at OCIC, but he switched it up with Shadow Swampert, Kofagrigus, and Umbreon, and still placed 3rd.
Dude, that's wild. He brought to game 5 in the winners and losers finals. So like, they were close games. Dude, Fish on a heater these days. Joseph Ballard says, hey, Caleb and Speedy, I'm a newly returned player, only played for the first few months after release, but I got immediately sucked into PvP and have been really enjoying it. I have been considering going to my local regional, but I have never done a show 6 format. What is the best way to prepare for something like that? Also, I know the move update was more than disappointing, but for a newer player like me, it does make it more manageable because I can focus on learning the game instead of trying to grind to build new relevant Pokemon. Just an alternative thought. Thanks for all you do. I really enjoy the podcast. Yeah, that's actually a great point, Joseph. And I think that's totally valid too. Because people getting into BP, like, I think a great example of this is also a lot of our co-casters from the other games like TCG and VGC. They're getting into Go, right? Like Shelby, like Frosted Caribou, Sierra, right? And Joe Brown, I shoutcasted some of his battles. They're getting into it, so there's a lot for them to learn. They're still collecting and stuff, and it's still fun and exciting for them because like there's a moveset update, but you're still learning new things every day, right? So it can be very exciting still. Yeah, a good question about how to get do show 6 format is, if you have any locals near you that do it, definitely hit them up and see if you could do some scrimmage with them. I know some people post show 6 open Great League tournaments, like remote tournaments online. I think Inadequates does, and maybe Panic. So definitely check out their Twitters and see if they're tweeting out any of them. I do for my patrons, but I've kind of stopped doing like public open tournaments just because it was just a lot to manage, unfortunately, with my schedule. Like hosting like 6-7 round tournaments was just a lot as the only tournament organizer. Yeah. But with my Patreon community, it's just much smaller, so it's easier. Anyway, not trying to pitch you to sign up for my Patreon by any means. But I'm just saying I don't personally have any avenue for that, and I don't know Speedy hosts any. But I think for for the big ones, I know I'm almost positive Inadequates hosts some. So definitely check out his Twitter and see. I think it's just Inadequates Bogo.
Yeah, I'll actually comment on the post with the links
Oh,
right now.
perfect. Yeah. So that's always a great way to like, and then meet people online, stuff like that. But overall, like typically, it's just you once you meet more and more people, you add them as friends. You start messaging them on like Discord or Twitter and stuff like that.
Hmm.
You have that rapport with them. You could just scrimmage with them in the future. I personally don't do much tournament prep anymore, but if I do, like I have certain people I like reach out to, like Arrow for example. Like I hit up and be like, hey, you want to do some battles? Because he's always like awake at all hours when I'm awake, and then
Well,
wants to do
yeah,
scrims. So, but yeah.
yeah.
Justin Kim Woo says, with regard to tickets sold at the Hoenn Tour, Niantic reported selling 50,000 tickets. I would guess there were more than 20,000 actually there on either day, but it was hard to tell with such a large area. And that's the thing too. There were a bunch of spoofers, I think, in the area, and
Hmm.
so like
Hmm.
that's not really cutting down the network, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, but maybe they accounted for it. That's why they sold even more. This won't be an option, I don't think, but it would be hilarious if the loser of the bet has to play the cat game from Super Troopers live while casting. Keep up the great work, guys. Do you know what the cat
The
game is from
cat.
Super Troopers? I haven't seen it.
Oh, right. I think it's the meow thing, right? Where you try to
Oh,
say meow a certain number of times without somebody noticing.
oh, dude,
Like,
I
get out
don't
of the
know if I
car
could
right
do
meow.
that. I don't know if I could do that. I already have cats, so they're gonna think like I'm like obsessed. But that is funny though. I would love to see Speedy do it. Maybe I perm
Dude,
my hair and you play the cat game.
I feel like I feel like people would know that though. They would
Yeah.
see it coming,
Maybe
right?
you have to say something else. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't want to put your casting career on jeopardy here,
Yeah.
but that would be
So
funny.
so Battle Cats listeners, we just found the red line. We just found the line Caleb will not cross. It's the casting career. We
Yeah, you
know his
shape your
limits now.
yeah. I'm not trying to ruin your career. I'm just trying to
Okay.
reshape your face for your career.
Only for a month.
Yeah, only for a month. Leo Yoon says, voicing your frustration and disappointment in the game for me personally is somewhat comforting coming from you two. It makes me feel like we're playing the same game and we have shared experiences. Oftentimes, it can feel like content creators do their best to be overly positive when they're actually disappointed, resulting into
Yeah,
disingenuous response. I
for
appreciate
sure.
your reactions. And also, a key method to making Excel more accessible is already in the game. Rare Candy XL. I've been using my daily raid pass ever since. Rare Candy XL dropped with occasional raid days or raid hours. I only have 62 rare Candy XL. The drop rates
Yep.
are abysmal. Like Speedy said, I feel like incentivizing in-person play can only be done by upping the drop rates more than they are now for all in-person raids. This would definitely
Mhm.
motivate more people to play the way Niantic seems to want and increase accessibility for XL Pokemon for Master League. I 100% agree with you, Leo. I mean, honestly, I mean on both fronts, but especially for the XL thing, like the drop rates are so low that like even if I want to make like a Zacian, right, for Master League,
Mhm.
I don't want to spend it on that because I'd rather wait for it to come back in a year than spend the rare candy XLs because those are so rare already. I'd rather spend it for a mythical if I do get a good one, right? Like a Zarude
Yep.
one day or like a Solgaleo or something like that, right? Um, it's just it's just not worth it at the moment. I do think,
Mhm.
especially because now they're not doing a Master League Classic anymore at level 40 Master League, like you need ways for people to do it. I think they're just banking on people rating enough. And there are a lot of people that rate enough to actually do this, but there's still always going to be a lot of people that don't rate enough that cannot make these Pokemon. And then what are they going to do? They're just going to play Master League Premier now, like like which is also like super expensive if you're a newer player, right? Like someone like Joseph, for example, like cannot compete in the week of Master League. Is my
Mhm.
guess, right? I mean, unless
Yeah.
Joseph is, I mean, Joseph could be a big grinder, and maybe so. I mean, hey, raid ho coming up, but that being said, like it's expensive and it's also not easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to point out as well, because Niantic is basically developing this economy. They're essentially like making it up as they go, right? It's a digital economy. It's not real. It's not based on
Mm-hmm.
real money. If you think back, right, there have been other like bottlenecks or constraints. Remember when Sinnoh stones were really hard to get a hold of? And now
Yeah.
they're so abundant, we throw them away constantly. You
Yep.
remember when Unova stones were hard to get?
Mm-hmm.
And as well, there was a point when like getting rare candy from a raid was really hype. Like, oh, I got like 3 rare
Yeah.
candies. This is amazing, right?
Well,
And
when they
I feel
first
like,
started, they were dropping rare candies out the wazoo.
oh
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
It was
Then they
that
had to
and
constrict it,
goldenrod. They
right?
had constricted, yeah.
But I feel like as they introduce a new item, the other items behind it kind of like expand in availability, and then like the
Mm-hmm.
next thing becomes more rare. So the question becomes not if XL rare candy will be more ubiquitous, it's when. because eventually I think it will be. And the fact that it's
Hopefully.
not already is a little bit concerning, right?
Yeah. Hopefully. I do agree with all those points though, Leo. I think that's good. And yeah, I mean, I think for our podcast too. I mean, I can't speak for other content creators, but I think me and Speedy will always try to be uh I think we'll give our honest takes whenever we can. I think the only time we won't be like fully transparent is if it's like
Yeah.
something under NDA, like, oh, like
Yeah.
I'm commentating for this. We just physically cannot say that stuff. But if it's like our
Yeah.
thoughts and opinions on stuff, sure, you know. Like we can't.
Yeah.
Let's say we have a heads up, like, oh, they're giving Bastion lock on, right? For some reason, I get info on this. We can't say that, right? But
Yeah.
that's just because we're constricted by NDA. But our frustration stuff, I think, I'd rather not sugarcoat it, right? Because
Yeah.
if we pretend, if the content creators pretend it's everything's going well and it's okay, then who's going to speak for the people, right?
Exactly. I feel like some creators just they burn the bridge, right? If they get too angry, they're just like, oh, screw this, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
blow everything up and say how I really feel. And I think both Caleb and I, we want to keep our position we want to stay in a position where we can contribute and listen to the community and also try to help by trying to give feedback. And I think if we really just like lost it and blew up and like said what we really thought in an emotional state, I think it would sour that relationship, right? So like Caleb said, we're always going to be honest and we're going to say what we can say comfortably.
Yeah.
But I just want everyone listening to know that we're players and we depend on this game a lot. For Caleb, it's his Patreon, his casting, his YouTube. It's like a huge part of his life. For me, it's right now mainly it's just the casting, but getting to travel to these places and have this job is something like I wouldn't trade. So it matters so much to me, and I can't do anything to jeopardize that, but I will always try to be as honest as I can.
Yeah, I think it's a fine line too. I mean, I don't even think it's that fine of a line, but I think people cross this line a lot. Is they have honestly, I can't even think of like specific like Pokemon Go creators right now, but like for other games, I've seen some of the creators are so like angry with the developers that I'm just like at a certain point, I'm like, why do you still play this, right? Like they all they
Mm-hmm.
talk about is the negatives, right? I'm just like, dude, like there's positives too, right? And we'll talk about some of the positives this week too, because Fantasy Cup meta has like been brilliant, right? Whether it's the
Yeah.
accident or not is a whole different thing. But like there's some positives that happens, right? And like I could still enjoy playing this game on a regular basis, but still have frustrations with other aspects too, right? Like, yeah, like I played the Hitmon top or Hitmon whatever, event yesterday, right? And I thought it
Mhm.
was like okay, right? I enjoyed the time I did, um but it doesn't mean that we can't have criticism stuff. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stop making YouTube videos just because I don't like some parts. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I still had a lot of fun running Glare Wheezing this week, right? I'm still gonna make a YouTube video hyping it up, right? I'm not being disingenuous by saying I had fun time because I did have fun, but at the same
Yeah.
time too, like could have been better if there was like, a moveset update instead of all these boom burst Flygon that aren't throwing boom bursts at you, right? Because it actually is
Yeah.
irrelevant. So, I think it's a balance, right? I think giving that feedback because we want the game to improve, right? We're not like voicing frustrations just because to complain. I think it's
Mhm.
feedback for all the potential Niantic employees listening in here, which might be zero. But again, if you're listening, shout out, shout out. But also potential TPCI employees too. I mean, I think we
Mhm. Mhm.
just or we only know so much between the two of us, but that's why I think having these questions and comments on YouTube is great too, to hear other voices. And yeah,
Mhm.
honestly, that's a great time to voice your opinions, right? Throw it in the comments, right? Leave us a comment. That was the last comment though, but throw us comments. We love it, we appreciate it. And let's get into the meat of things too. Man, an hour in, we're just talking about the questions. This is about to be a
Yo,
question Q&A
I I
podcast.
I want, yeah, right? No, but I always have so much fun answering questions, and it
Yeah,
means a lot to us that people take the time to listen and to make these comments.
yeah.
So we really do appreciate you. I've got one more point, Caleb, and then we'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
So we just had the Hitmon event, right? We talk about missed opportunities a lot on our show about things that could have been better. What if during this event all of the Hitmons got their signature moves? Because
Dude.
Hitmonlee can
Yeah.
learn high jump kick.
Mm-hmm.
Hitmonchan gets mock punch, and then Hitmontop gets triple kick. What if we started getting more moveset updates that way tied into these events? How cool would that be?
Well, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
Do any of them learn boom burst? Because that could have been an addition too.
Shit, I'm about to fall out of my chair, man. I'm about to pull a Marto and just fall out of my chair.
Dude, I would have clipped that for sure.
No boom burst.
No boom burst. Pull a human catcher bug too. That man fell out of the chair real quick. I don't remember seeing Marto falling out of his chair. Was that an old clip?
It's an old one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I did see it a while ago, but speaking of things coming up, the Vancouver regionals. Talked about it. I'll be there. Dude, they just tweeted it out. I mean, I was going to mention it anyway because news would drop, but they tweeted out just now while we're doing this. And I finally have a new headshot. My goodness, I'm not in EUIC anymore in Germany. It's not a bad headshot.
The streak. We almost made it 1 year. We're in March.
Yeah. Phoebe and Wholesome are both staring down. I don't know about that one. Yo, Butters always has a good pick, man. Who's in Butters' corners? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know. But I'm down. I like this picture though. I'd be like I actually am kind of look like Adam Dorcott, like our positioning here.
Oh really?
Yeah, the graphic. We both turned the same way, kind of. Yeah. But But anyway. But yeah.
Are you excited? Dude.
I'm excited, dude. It'll be my first time in Vancouver. I've been to Canada twice this past year, actually, and Toronto, but same place. But Vancouver will be the first time. Same time zone, too. I'll be there with Butters, Phoebe, and Wholesome from the Go side of things. Gabby is actually returned to VGC for this one on that side. So happy for her, too. Good, and be happy to run into her. And then, hey, I'm going to flex that Iggly buff, man, in front of Shelby's face.
Oh my god, Mung Bean.
Yeah, I can't wait. So it'll be good. There's a whole good cast of people going too, so it'll be a fun time. But yeah, Vancouver. You went to Vancouver last year or no?
I did. Yeah, it was awesome.
How was it? Okay,
it was one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and Sydney won that one too, and I believe Sydney's going to this one. So repeat Vancouver regional champ. That'd be kind of dope to lock it down like that. But yeah, there's gonna be some top level players going to this one.
I also saw Dylab tweet out about this. He was runner up.
Yeah, he was runner up. Yeah. He's trying to get runner up again.
Oh, dude. I have one question.
Hey, no hate on runner ups, man. As a runner up myself, like that ain't no easy task either, right? Get your words lived by how you can get it.
That is 100% going to be a clip for sure.
What?
Is he trying to get runner up again? But no. Oh, shoot. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh man, I can't remember now. Dang it! I got sidetracked.
Oh, it's all good. But Vancouver, yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Man, I can't wait to roast Butters on stream about this Afro's not ever making it relevant. Come on now.
Dude, let him live, Caleb. Let him live.
Dude, I need him to be honest. That's what I need him to be. But anyway, speaking of things happening this weekend too, we have ourselves Elite Rays are back, and this time it is Regidrago, the dragon type Reggie. It's just pure dragon, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. These Pokemon are new to me.
Pure dragon. Mm-hmm. So, Elite Race, they are happening Saturday the 11th. Hopefully, because that's during the middle of the regionals, hopefully they have some Elite Raid gyms at the regionals. Please, Niantic, that's all I ask, right? If you work at Niantic, please, like, shout out to you all every week, but especially shout out right now if you make this happen, right? March 11th, 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. local time. And honestly, we'll be stuck in the venue the entire time during that time frame, in all likelihood. Yeah, even the 5 p.m. slot in all likelihood. So, please. Oh, I think there might be a chance it won't happen, now I think about it. You know why? Because they usually show that the Elite Raid is available 24 hours ahead of time in the gym, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it'd have to be pre-planned, right? You have to have like a timer.
Well, not only that, the gym has to exist. And a lot of times for these regionals, the gym on top of the venue just does not exist until it starts.
Well, in the past, so here's the thing. In the past, we could blame the time zone change, right? Because at OCIC, we were starting to be concerned there wasn't going to be any gym at all.
Yeah.
But eventually it populated and it was great. It was awesome.
We're on Niantic time here.
Exactly. Vancouver's on Niantic time. It's in the West.
Well, hopefully they put a gym the day before. I mean, they might. It just depends. I don't know how the actual coding works, but please. That's all I ask.
Please.
We get a Regidrago. Now, also, what are Elite Raids? Blah, blah, challenging variety of raid battles. They take 24 hours to hatch, etc. So hopefully it spawns at least 24 hours beforehand, but I don't know. I'm not hopeful, but let's see. All right. Once it hatches, they'll appear for 30 minutes, but also once you there's a time research that can be received once you complete the elite raid. And once you complete the research task, you'll earn Regirock candy, Regice candy, and Registeel candy. That's kind of cool. I don't really hate that, but nothing. That's a nice little bonus. We didn't really have that for the Hoopa raids.
You think like 25 of each or 50?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like really any game breaking thing, but I'll take any extra candy, right? Just some freebies. But no, I'll just take the raid. Dude, it's a cool looking Pokemon. But I will say, is it meta relevant? That's the question. So right now in PvPoke, obviously these are not confirmed movesets, so take it with a grain of salt. It has the only fast move it has is Bite, and the charge moves is Dragon Pulse, Hyper Beam, and Outrage. But
dude,
I assume it'll probably learn Lock On. So Lock On with Outrage and Hyper Beam, not terrible, but like, can you really get to Hyper Beam against Charmer? But also like that's the thing, right? Fast moves with lock-ons, like you have no fast move pressure. Like if they show the Hyper Beam, you just face a Charmer with 100 energy, right? Also, a lot of Charmers might be able to tank the Hyper Beam.
So let's just So I'm on PokemonDB.net. Let's just look at what this Pokemon is capable of.
It could learn Breaking Swipe. That's a big one.
Yes. Breaking Swipe is that's actually a huge, right? Breaking Swipe has been so busted on Rayquaza. It can also learn Dragon Breath, Ancient Power, the elemental fangs like Fire, Thunder, and Ice. It can learn Body Slam, Dragon Claw, Crunch, Earth Power, Earthquake. And then the moves you said as well, Outrage, Hyper Beam. It also gets Draco Meteor.
Please.
And it's going to get Bite. Caleb, it learns Bite.
No, there's no way. They've got to give it at least Lock On. There's no way that's it. I wouldn't be shocked if the rest of the moves are like Dragon Pulse, Outrage, Hyper Beam. Maybe they throw in another one, but they'll probably bring it back into like exclusive raids and have exclusive move like the other Reggies. So I hope so, because I'm probably not getting one this weekend. So I hope there's another alternative. Also this raid can only be battled in person. No remote raiding here. So, something to keep note of. But yeah, Regidrago is going to be the first set of elite raids. Regieleki probably going to be coming around sometime in the future, but just something to note. So yeah, so
it'd be cool.
Best of luck if you use it, but I personally won't.
Anytime new Pokemon come into the game, I'm hyped.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got ourselves a Festival of Colors event. Wait, hold on. Before we get into all this stuff, let's roll back real quick. Did you hit Legend?
Oh, dude, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. So our YouTube watchers are gonna see this probably like 3 seconds before our listeners will hear it. I'm gonna show my final finishing ELO on the screen, and Caleb's gonna read it, right?
Yeah, I'll read it.
And then we'll know. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
2000 and I haven't seen it yet. Wait, hold up the screen.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, you're really teasing this. This is the current season. Oh, wait. I can barely see it, though. It's, like, blurry for me. I actually can't read it, but I do know. I can tell what it is. I can tell. I know it's not what I think it is. Yeah. What is it? I see the orange and red, unfortunately.
Check your DM.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, dude. No. 2865?
Dude,
this is not a joke, by the way. For those that are tuning in, just check out check out the YouTube. You can see the orange. It might be more clear in the final version, but currently on my screen it's a little blurry. But yeah,
I goofed around too much, man. I messed around way too much.
You sure you don't want that 1 week handicap,
dude? It's so crazy, right? Because I go from not getting it for the first time, finishing the 29s, and then I go the next season. I'm literally like in the 33s. And this time I'm like 28 something.
Dude, I feel like you need like a harsh reminder every other season to like get it together.
I guess. I don't know, man.
You want a 1 week? We gotta come up with a bat by the end of this one. So I'll let you think on it.
I gotta rediscover my passion for GBL. You know?
Yeah. You should hit up your fiance for some of that passion.
Dude, I need some coaching. Send Lugia back into raids, please.
Dude, I coach you, but I think you got a great coach in your corner. She just you just need to hit her up, man, if she's down for it. But
I do.
Yeah. Maybe if I tell her you had to shave a beard again, she'd coach the heck out of you.
Oh, dude.
You know?
She would not leave me alone.
Yeah, she'd be badging you every day, but like, yo, we're getting up and we're GBLing right now. Let's get it. Dang. All right. Well, luckily you don't put like, like, oh, legend this season stuff in your bio anymore, so you don't have to worry about that part.
Just go battle legend. I had to have enough room to fit in opinions are my own.
Yeah, that's why he didn't put the legend. Honestly, if you don't hit legend anymore, you don't have to worry about adding more to your bio.
Oh man. Dude, I saw a lot of people getting it at the buzzer. A lot of people that are actually really talented. Shiny Hunter Ben got it like 3 days before the season ended. Kaiser did like 2 days before the season ended. I saw a lot of folks.
Kaiser had a few paid actors, I will say that.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
So the only
but I think he also just stalled a lot. I don't think he was playing a lot. Yeah.
The only person that top lefted on the final 2 days for me was actually the runner up. Or I think he was 4th place OCIC.
Oh.
Yeah, it was actually no, sorry. It was Magikarp Master, not Agent Magikarp.
Oh, okay.
It was Magikarp Master.
I feel like
we've seen him before.
Him at regionals too, I think. Was he already legend?
Yes.
Oh, what a kind soul.
Yeah. We got down to our last Pokemon and he had a Fire Fang Mawile and I had the Fairy Wind version and he just left.
What a nice guy. It's too bad he couldn't do that for you 20 more times, but fair. That's tough. Well, hey, y'all heard it here first. If you're curious, hear it with us. Well,
failure. Big F.
It's all good. I mean, I feel bad. I feel like you need a 2-week grace period or what?
I need to retool my GPL mind.
Yeah, I know the pride is gonna kill you, but hey, man, it's always gotta get what we can get. Anyway, well, we'll talk more about that in a bit. We got the Festival of Colors coming up. It is returning for 2023, and we got the debut of Mega Medicham and Bruxish. How do you pronounce that? Bruxish?
I think it's like Bruxish.
Bruxish? I think
Bruxish.
So. All right.
I'm gonna YouTube it.
There's almost a 99.99% chance we pronounce that wrong, but for the time being, while Speedy's looking that up, Festival Colors from March 8th to March 14th. So it'll start right when this podcast gets released. Yeah, it'll be already live for most people in the world. Mega Medicham is in Ray's Bruxish debuts the Gnash Teeth Pokemon. Man, this thing is it's flamboyant ugly. For sure. Yeah, so it's got some colors to it. All right, now let's see the moves it has at the moment on P-Poke. And again, this might not be finalized. Bite, Confusion, Water Gun. And then the charge moves is Aqua Tail, Crunch, Psychic Fangs. Could be interesting. It does completely wall off Medicham movesets, but again, it's a water psychic type, and I think it's more on the frail side. Let me just compare it to a Swampert and see how that looks stat product wise. Yeah, it's got less stat product than a Swampert, so that's not great. It's got a little more attack, less defense, less stamina, so it's pretty frail to say the least. I don't think it's gonna be super meta relevant, but we'll see. I mean, I think a Medicham might even be able to beat this. I'm just looking at standard Medicham moveset, and oh gosh, this is gonna be ugly if it beats it. Bruxish, no, it does beat it in all even shields. But Medicham can't beat it up a shield, so that's a little uncomfortable.
So it's capable. You said Bite is the only fast move right now.
No, Confusion, Bite, and Water Gun.
Confusion, Bite. Oh, okay. I got Water Gun as well. Okay, yeah. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Basculin, kind of.
Hi. Yeah. Maybe typing a little different, but yeah. Basculin, yeah. Similar. Is it that similar? Basculin has all water moves. This thing has 2
True.
Yeah.
The attack is about the same. Defense is.
Oh, you mean stats?
Off.
Yes.
Yeah.
The stats are very similar, actually. Yeah, you're right. Basculin's still
Aqua
a little
Tail,
better too in that regard.
Yeah, Basculin only gets Aqua Tail, Muddy Water, and Aqua Jet.
Yeah. Mono Water to the T. Anyway, so probably not super relevant, but you never know. I don't know. I just don't think the stats have it, even if it has great movesets. But
yeah.
But anyway, there'll be some colorful surprises around Pokestops as you walk close to him. Oh, that's pretty cool. And event bonuses. Lure modules activated this event will last 3 hours. Pretty dope.
Cool.
Friendship levels will increase twice as fast pretty nice. I'll be zero friendship closer to Butters in friendship because he never opens anything. And then take a few snapshots during every day during the event for surprise. I think it's Smeargle is the surprise, and you could get shiny Smeargle.
Oh, okay.
Back again, so that'd be cool. Chinese Miracle only comes around like once a year or so, and this is the time of year, I guess. Collection challenge, there'll be that as well, and fallen
what
Pokemon.
Do you think of these
what's
wild spawns? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So wild spawns, some pretty solid ones. Paris, extra dust, coughing, good for the Galarian Wheezing if those are still trying to build it for XLs. Unfortunately, the Fantasy Cup will be over by then, but hey, maybe save for next time around. Wobbuffet, good for XLs. You want the purified one? I have the XLs. I just still need the purified. And you got the Burmese. The Burmese, you do need XL for Trash Burmese. But just Trash Cloak Burmese in general spawning in the wild is pretty nice, I think. Stunky, good for XLs. Pelipper XL is like, it's like I've tried it in Ultra League. It's kind of underwhelming, but
it's underwhelming. Not as good as Lantern XL.
Yeah, dude, not even close. Yeah, not even close. And then Bruxish just in the wilds. And then if you're lucky, you might encounter Galarian Zigzagoon and Lickitung. That's pretty dope.
That's cool.
Yeah, those are nice ones. And then in the raids, nothing wild, but Ho-Oh's coming back, baby. Looking forward to that. Ho, I do need some of that, and that'll be in raid hour this Wednesday too. So I'm definitely gonna be raiding that too. I need some XLs to make that. And then field research house. This is pretty cool too. So you can get the Oricorus,
Oricorio.
Yeah, Oricorio. Man, that's a tongue twister. Maybe that's just region specific though. And outside that, there's a different cast form. You can get Snowy cast form in the research though. That's actually kind of cool. And Mini cast form. I mean, you get all the cast forms, but those are the two that are kind of exclusive or like hard to find, right? Rainy especially because it's usually weather boosted when it's, and then Long Grammar, not too bad. And there's some avatar items and stuff.
I think it's cool. They're like throwing the holly powder. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
If you notice, the female avatar has more pink in her powder, and the male has more green.
Really? Oh, when it's thrown in the air.
When
their bowls look the same.
The bowls are the same, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. But anyway, we wish everyone a happy Holi festival, especially those in India as well. They'll be celebrating it, but other parts of the world too. I know it's not just India that celebrates it, but yeah, that's what colors.
Looks to be a pretty good event. I'm definitely going to try to grind coughing, probably a few more Wabbas. I have enough Stunky for my Shadow. I just need to build it. Shadow Skunk, and Lickitung I'm already good on as well. So
you have a Licky for Ultra League?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's a hundo. I need to make an XL version.
Well, maybe you find one. Yeah, during this set. So we do have that, and then we have a community coming up here. It is none other than Slowpoke community.
Slowpoke, dude. I'm curious how you feel about this one.
I like it. How do you feel about it?
No, I like it too. It's funny to me because I keep thinking back to one story. It's Lyndon from Tampa when he built a maxed out. Lyndon A. He built a maxed out Slowpoke, and he was like, "Yeah, I thought this would be good. I thought this would actually be useful."
Dude, I definitely lost to Marto running a maxed out Slowpoke in one of these cups. I can't.
But now, if Slowpoke does end up getting, well, actually, no, only the evolutions get surf. Dang it! If Slowpoke got surf, it actually could be interesting.
Dude, that could be interesting. But regular Slowpoke and Galarian Slowpoke being spawning, that's pretty big though, because Galarian Slowpoke didn't usually spawn much except for maybe a few events. And I still need a good rank one. I have a Galarian Slowking made actually. I made that for the Psychic Cup. Oh. Yeah, and it was pretty dope as a safe swap. A lot of people were using the Galarian Slowbro, but the Slowking was pretty.
You made a video on that.
I did. Right? I did. I made a TikTok too and everything. Yeah, it was a fun time. It was Shadow Ball and Sludge Wave, just straight nukes, but it just hit hard. Anyway, Slowbro, both Galarian and non-Galarian Slowbro form, and then Slowking and Galarian Slowking will get the charge move Surf, which would be kind of nice. Is some interesting coverage there too. Better move for just Slowbro and Slowking, which gets stab on it, but for the Galarian forms too, it's just a nice move, I think, for a little bit of coverage too, especially when you face a lot of steals that typically are like bark ground as well. You have some coverage there. It should be pretty good in the upcoming factions meta for Ultra League as well. So that'll be pretty dope. But yeah, the event bonus is 3 times XP for catching, 2 times chance for trainers 31 and above to receive XL candies, which I think you do need some XLs to make the Ultra League variants.
Yeah.
And then you have incense, etc. 1 additional special trade, 2 times candy for catching Pokemon, lure modules last 3 hours, snapshots, etc. Trades will require 50 less dust. So pretty standard stuff. And then to evolve, you need to catch. So typically you need to catch 30 poison types to evolve a Galarian Slowpoke into a Galarian Slowbro. You need 30 Psychics for the Slowking variant. But because Slowpokes are all Psychic in the spawn, they're actually changing it for this event so that until 10 p.m. that you catch 30 Psychic Pokemon to get that Galarian Slowbro. So
that's nice.
Yeah, so it makes it a little bit easier. So definitely try to catch. So you have to have it as your active buddy to do this, though. So make sure you do that. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So to your point about XLs in Ultra League, you don't need XLs for Galarian Slowking because it only reaches 39.5, but you do need it for a regular Slowbro, which goes to 45.
Oh, okay. What about Slowbro Galarian form?
That's a good question. So that one goes to 48.5.
Oh yeah, you need some XLs for that one for sure.
Yeah. So for the regular, for the Kanto versions, you need an XL for both. The only one that you don't need XLs for is that Galarian Slowking.
Okay.
That's the only one.
I'm trying to compare it to like bulk of this Pokemon, see how it like compares to other stuff, but I feel like I'm trying to see like a comparison for like a Galarian Slowbro. It's like kind of middle of the ground on bulk.
Yeah.
Maybe Scrafty's a good comparison.
I was gonna say it's vaguely
not really.
It's vaguely close to Poliwrath.
Oh, okay. Well, Poliwrath is pretty bulky.
Yeah.
Yeah. XL Poliwrath. Also 48.5 actually for rank 1. So it's the same level they're maxing out too. Yeah, it's actually Poliwrath is a little bit more stat product, but not that much more.
Yeah,
more defense.
A little more, more defense.
But I think it's got really interesting typing, so it could be pretty solid, I think. I don't know. I think I don't know if it's going to shape the Great League meta much, but it's good to have just in case. It'll probably be good for like specialty cups. But anyway, so that will be on the 18th, Saturday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. There aren't any North America regionals that time. Oh, but the Utrecht one is during that one. So best luck to those. Hopefully they get some while they're playing. But yeah, it'll be a good event. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm curious, Caleb, how many XL Slowpoke candies do you have right now?
Oh, good question. I don't think I've actually invested in any yet. So let me take a look. How many you got? Oh, I got to update my app.
I have 525 XLs for Slowpoke.
525? That's a good chunk.
Yeah. So therefore, the community day for me might be more about like shadows, like Shadow Slowbro, Shadow Slowking.
To evolve them, or what do you mean?
Well, it's going to take a little more XLs.
Yes, to get more. Yeah. All right. Slow. You have 500 something.
525.
540. Yeah. About sneeze? Almost.
Dude, yes. Whenever I'm about to sneeze and somebody says, "Are you going to sneeze?" It always, every single time it interrupts it. Every time when somebody says the words, "Are you going to sneeze?" So thanks, man.
I didn't know. Well, now we know. So now I know it's the next time to say it again.
I was going to say, now you can troll on purpose.
Yeah. Maybe I should do it when we're commentating.
Dude, that'd be the worst.
I've not sneezed while commentating, but I've definitely like choked before a little bit. Like choked on my saliva or coughed or something. I was like,
I've coughed and burped. Yeah.
Oh, the burp is fine though, because there's like for behind the scenes we have like a mute button essentially. So it's like called a cough button, so we could press it if we need to cough or like sneeze or something like that, so it cuts off our mic. A funny story too. I think I might have told you this, but I don't think the viewers know. Once I was casting with Butters, and he had like to burp. He pressed the cough button, the mute button, and his finger got stuck to it. So when he lifted it off, the button came off. And it fluently landed on the ground, and it's in the middle of battle. So I'm commentating, and he's like scrambling around looking for the button behind him and stuff. And I'm like trying not to laugh. You guys see on the corner of my eye, this thing just like fly off.
Dude, that would happen to Butters.
Dude, I know that's like a Butters thing, but it was so I kept it together. I've gotten really good at not laughing when I want to laugh while commentating.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely been a good skill I've honed over the year. But
Oh my god.
yeah. But the thing is, it was. Hopefully, I kept it together because I don't think anyone knows when that moment was. You might not even know which tournament that was at.
No.
But if you think you know, drop it down below. But yeah.
I remember that one because I also I was sitting in the same seat Butters was in, and I pressed the button. I was like, man, this button's kind of loose. I better be careful.
Yeah, probably same day. No, it's happened. No, I think he almost did it twice. I think the first time, like the second time he did it, he pushed it more like gingerly because he was like scared that was gonna pop off again.
Yeah.
But anyway,
good times.
Good times. Yo, GBL season 10. Here we go, Rising Heroes. What you at? Oh, we gotta come with a bet now. What are you at right now, actually, out of curiosity?
I played 60 battles. I'm rank 11 right now.
Okay, not too bad. Rank
so
18
I'm half of your games.
No, it's actually less than half. I'm at 150.
I'll
win this bet. All right, we gotta think about a bet here. All right, so what do you like out of the suggestions?
I don't know. There were a couple, right? Like the Goldango one was one of them.
Well, ears piercing, I think we should consider that one. Get your ears pierced. Ask your fiance.
Yeah, I have to get feedback first.
Yeah.
Guys.
But okay,
you know how it works.
Would you be okay? So let's say if Mariana's down for it, would you be down? If she says okay. It's not guaranteed. You tell her it's not guaranteed, right? Like you can still win and not have to do it.
I mean, as the bet currently stands, I don't know.
What do you mean? I want like one extra day than you. Come on now. As the bet currently stands, you can catch up no problem. No one's hitting legend off of this. Like just playing a few more battles early on, like first week.
True. I don't know. Whenever we get into this position where we're trying to think of it like in real time, I always feel like the listeners are kind of like strung along. They're like,
yeah, don't string them along. Just sign up for it. Okay, no. So no, let me ask you though. If she's okay with the ears piercing, you'd be okay with it, right?
I highly doubt she'll be okay with it.
But hypothetically. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll say that as a primary. Let's think of one backup option though. All right, in case she says no. The backup option is, I don't know. You got a septum piercing?
Dude, come on.
Then you really look like the devil.
Oh, come on. Dude, I'm seriously changing my profile picture.
No. Don't do it. Don't do it yet. You shouldn't change it yet. Yeah. Get the feedback first. Get the feedback.
Dude, I'm still... go ahead.
And before you change it to, I need to take a screenshot of it all just in case. You know?
Dude, I'm still dying at Paradox's point. As for your latest bet, parentheses, since physical disfiguration isn't allowed. Oh my god.
I love that phrasing. Physical disfiguration.
It's so hardcore, man.
All right, I'll just make sure I save this devil picture of you. Devil Speedy.
I don't know.
All right.
Picking an outfit for a regional sounds like it's not equivalent with the perm, but it does sound fun.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just like I don't know what to pick though, right? I'm not like the biggest fashion person myself, so I don't know like how to go about that. I don't know.
Dude, when is we don't have any information on the next like in-person event, do we?
Oh, what do you mean? Like Go Fest or something? Yeah, no. Why? Did you want to do something for Go Fest?
I was thinking we need to do the t-shirt thing. You owe me that.
I got it. This is gonna be great. I don't know if you'll like it. You know the one chip challenge?
Of course I'm not gonna like it.
You know the one chip challenge?
The hot chip challenge?
Yeah, the one you like there's like one chip in like this coffin, right? Looking thing.
Yeah.
It's like super spicy. You eat the one chip challenge before we start recording, right when we started recording podcasting, you had to go through the whole thing after you did one chip challenge. That's pretty good, right? That's some good content.
I'd be like sweating, red face.
Yeah, profusely. Yeah,
trying to talk.
Okay, how about this? You one chip challenge, but I'll let you have milk after 2 minutes. You have to go 2 minutes without drinking or eating anything, and then you could have whatever you want. But you just bring it all like on with you ready at your desk, right? That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. I think it'd be fun. I think it would also get people to like watch.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You want to do this over the ear piercing? I'm down for this over the ear piercing, even if ear piercing is optional.
Really?
Yeah, this would be cool. I mean, the ear piercing we could save for a different day, right?
Yeah, I can handle a hot chip.
All right. Caleb, perms, and then Speedy, hot chip, 2 minutes, nothing.
Yeah.
To eat.
No.
Drink,
no
right?
water.
I like it, dude. That's gonna be fun, dude. All right. Hey, do you need a 1 week buffer or no? You tell me. You tell me right now.
Let's talk again when rank is available.
No, that's not that. You need to decide right now. You need to decide early on. You can't be doing when it's like closing in here. Look, I'm okay with it. You know, like I said, it might hurt your pride, but don't hurt mine.
Wait, let me see if you're casting 3 regionals in 1 month. Let me see about that.
Look. You can look up the schedule, whatever. I'll find a way to do my battles. Don't you worry.
Okay, fair. No, I don't want a 1 week buffer.
All right, straight up then. Yeah,
straight up.
All right, bet to legend. All right, let's go. All right, I can't wait. Dude, that 1 chip challenge.
Settled,
dude. Yeah, we should do it. I can't wait. Do you like spicy food?
So I do generally like spicy food, but I really don't like spicy food that it's spicy just for the sake of being spicy and it hurts. I don't like that kind of stuff. I think that's foul.
So I don't know if you saw this, but this was like over a year ago when Dijon was still streaming. Him and Cochino Mom did the 1 chip challenge while he's streaming.
Oh, dude.
Yo, let me just say, Cochino Mom's a beast because she ate it. She was just laughing. She's like, yeah, no big deal, whatever, right? Dude, really? This guy, Dijon, he talk about like, you know, his nickname Spicy, right? He has like he has like hot sauce on chips as like his redemption reward and hot wings and stuff, right? So he's like, oh, I can handle spice. Dude, this guy was struggling, man. He was like, oh. And then he had to put his stream on like the be right back screen.
No,
yeah, and he went to the bathroom and stuff to like throw up, or I don't know what he was doing. And then you could literally hear Heather, Cochino Mom, on the voice call laughing, like, dude, you good? Like, she's like just cracking up, right? And I'm like, dang, dude, like, I mean, Heather's legit, but like Dijon was a phony. He was exposed after that one, man. Let me just say.
I bet he puked for sure.
Probably
for sure.
Yeah, he was struggling. He was in pain. Well,
dude, holy crap! All right,
wipe yourself. Get that Pepto Bismol.
I'm actually gonna prep myself by playing my battles. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, you know, we'll see if this perm happens or not. But all right, I got some tea for you.
Oh, okay, this is an interesting one.
Yeah, because you haven't heard of it yet, right?
Yeah, we're doing this one differently, everybody. So I actually don't know what Caleb's going to tell me about, and we're just going to react.
All right. So there's been some drama this week in factions. For those that don't know, so factions, I think if you've heard this podcast enough, you know it's a team format, 7 versus 7. You have a roster of up to 10 on a team. You have team captain, stuff like that, and there's like different like divisions essentially that you could move up in rank to. The highest division is Emerald tier, very highest. There's one for North America, EU / like Africa, and then Asia, Pacific, and Latin America. Anyway, that being said, for the North America tier, so if you perform well enough, you perform like I think top 3 in your division, you bump up the following cycle, right? So if you perform the bottom 3, you get demoted, right? For the most part. I mean, I think the ranking system changed a little bit at the earlier tiers, but at the highest tier, that's usually how it goes. And one of the teams that got promoted to North America Emerald tier is Bad Muse.
Okay,
you might know some people on Bad Muse.
Yeah,
captain was previously Valiant Vish, who's actually all the way from Australia, but is playing. You could play in different regions, regardless of if you're in the region or not. And then, but he actually recently transferred captainship to its Axon, who you also know, right? Yeah. The reigning North America international champion. And on top of that, they have a bunch of other players. So I don't know like who's responsible for what, but long story short, they were trying to recruit a player. So there's a lot of like, you know, potential poaching and recruitment, right? You recruit players from other teams because at this point, most people that play PvP seriously are already in factions for the most part, if they want to be. And you used to do it too, right? So you know some of this too. And so Bad Muse recently got promoted to the highest tier, and I don't know whose decision exactly it was, but someone in leadership or someone within Bad Muse wanted to recruit another player from a different team. They heard that this other team, this player's leaving, so they want to recruit him. But their roster was pretty much full, I think, at this point. So to my knowledge, so Bad Muse said their decision is, if we get this player, we're going to cut out Munchlax 2000, the current player on the team, who's been on the team for a while and helped them get to Emerald, right? So their thought is, if we get this player, we're going to cut him, right? Which is like, that's an interesting decision. But they didn't know for sure if they were getting this player or not, and they decide to tell Munchlax 2000, which I don't think is a bad call, because I think honesty is important. But that's got to feel bad if you're Munchlax 2000, right? And so, as you expect, he didn't like that, right? Like that decision, or like that, he was as like, oh, you might be cut if this person says yes, right? So he said, you know what? I'm taking it in my own hands, right? I feel like I can't really trust leadership, or whatever. I feel maybe disrespected. So he leaves. He said, you know what? Regardless if you recruit this guy or not, I'm out, right? I'm not into this. And
which is probably what I would do too.
Yeah, probably. I don't blame him, right? And then another player that's been on their team as well, Rip Trainer name, also left because he's like, I don't trust leadership, or there's like a lack of trust in our factions, right? Because of this. And then also Quaza, who was recently picked up to the team, left as well. Both Quaza, Rip Trainer name also left because of this situation, right? So then it's been like a poop storm for them, right? A mess. Yeah. So they're stuck with like pretty much only 7 players now. They had a full roster of 10. Now they have 7, no alternates available. And there's just like a big breakdown of trust. And again, I don't know like who's making what decisions, so I don't want to point any fingers. Like, just because Axon's the captain, or Valiant Vish used to be a captain, or whatever. Like, I don't know, right? So like, don't quote me on this. Kumgamat's like wrote up like a long like document about this, and again, I think, I don't know. It's hard to make out exactly what's happened, and I don't want to quote anyone because it could be just like he said kind of thing. Like, I don't know, but all I know is I'm just reporting on the facts of what happened specifically. And he's also saying like, hey, like, don't blame like Axon, or don't blame whatever, right? And I I think that makes sense. But after that, whole factions pretty much just imploded, and they're like, all right, everyone's out, we're closing doors, team's gone. And so the team is essentially disintegrating. Some of the players are going on to other teams. Some of them have been picked up already. Some of them haven't. Some of them are just like, I might just take the cycle off, or I might just take a break, or whatever. They're clearly talented trainers if they made to the highest tier, so they could be picked up, right? Some of the people I already named are like really, really good, obviously. And it was a wild ride. And because of that, because they're out, you got Deoxys Alberta Defense that's getting bumped up to the Emerald tier now, which is Dialob Churn's team, right? Dialob, the Shady Equations on it. Actually, funny enough, Shady Equation left their team last cycle to join the Elite TMs, and then just left to join back up, and now they're also back in Emerald tier. So hey, good for him. Yeah. So I'm not sure why he decided to join for a cycle and leave, but they had a funny announcement when they bring the back.
Dude, yeah, that was actually hilarious. I watched that this morning.
Yeah.
Dialab recorded a skit, and
with Jay Brancy, I think, right? I think Jay Brancy's the captain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hilarious. Everybody should go watch it on Twitter.
Yeah.
At the end, everyone's like, oh, they have like this shocked face, and then it's, guess who's back again, because he's Shady.
Yeah, Shady Equation. Shady Equation. It was perfect. But and I think Elite TMs posted some music video too. It's a Stan remix, I think. My Tea's Gone Cold, right?
Yeah.
So they did that too. That was some great content. But anyway, so congrats to Deoxys Alberta Defense for the promo, and then also that cascades down to all the other tiers. So someone's getting bumped up to Diamond tier, which is second highest tier, and then Platinum, et cetera, right? Because once a team's moved, all the other teams like move up, right? That just missed.
Has this ever happened? Has this ever happened in the history of factions where a team just dissolves like this?
Yeah, there's been a couple actually that's happened. It depends. So my friend Adib Khan, Team Grookey, they dissolved. They were in the second highest tier, I believe. And they dissolved. And then it's happened to a couple. What's another team? North America, PA Berserkers recently dissolved.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Marylanders. They used to be one of the
That's
best
right.
factions. They went to Worlds.
Yeah.
They dissolved too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
it does happen. Yeah. And then Wenko's team too in APAC. Best team in APAC.
Yeah.
They dissolved too.
Mm-hmm.
So it does happen pretty often. But not super often, but it does happen. I think this kind of situation is a little unprecedented. What is your take on it?
Dude, it's just a complete breakdown of trust, right? It almost feels like there was a mutiny in the team. And again, we don't know like how many members were involved.
Is it a mutiny like the lower members of power like try to challenge the higher members of power?
Yeah. Like if you have a captain in a leadership class, in any organization, or for example like in a pirate ship, right? And then the crew decide to rise up, right? And they're like, no, we want to take over the ship and we want to vote. We want to create we want to make somebody else a leader.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean,
they were just jumping ship though. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, after the mutiny happened, they were like, yeah, I don't want to be part of this.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave. Dude, that's so sad though. Like imagine like being betrayed like that by your friends.
Right? That's tough. Again, I don't know who's responsible or whatever. Like I feel bad for the whole group. Yeah, I think like Valiant Bish was just like, man, what a disheartening day, right? And we met him too in OCIC too. It was a great guy, but
yeah, tough. I met Valiant, I met Munch, I met Axon.
I battled Munch actually in San Diego.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's always been around the scene, man. He's
been,
yeah.
And I get his honestly it's a tough spot. I think I get the desire to try to pick up someone as a free agent, but kicking someone off the team is like pretty harsh, I think. Like we picked up someone last season, but we didn't kick anyone off the team. We just had some player that just sat off the active roster and said, you know what? It was Chaotic Ace actually. He said, I'm going to do more VGC stuff, right? So, like, no worries. I'll still be around. He still hops in our, like our team calls sometimes, or he'll still, help us scrim and stuff. But at the end of the day, like, he doesn't actually play on the battle, right? He'll help us, with our debrief meetings and when we review footage, but he's no longer part of the active roster. But again, I did consult the team. I said, hey, look, we're going to pick someone up. This is my approach. I'm not saying my approach is the best approach, but I'm just saying my approach here. We had 10 people and we would have been one over. And I said, we have this player that's really good. I want to consider adding him, but the first and foremost thing is if everyone wants to play, I'm not picking him up, right? I want to make sure that everyone that's already been a part of this team can still play if they want to. If anyone's willing to sit out, just shoot me a private DM. You don't have to make a public announce. I'll take a look at it. Dude, I had multiple people DM me. And I'm just like, dude, chill. Like, we're good, right? You don't feel like you need to sit out. Because a lot of my members were like, I feel like I haven't been performing as well. Like, I'm happy to sit out. I was like, no, it's fine.
Aww.
Like don't feel like that's like this is not a do or die situation, right? Like it's not that cutthroat. But I get, like, I think finding good players is not easy, but finding good team chemistry is even harder, in my opinion.
Yes.
You could always make someone a better player. You can't build team chemistry that easily, right?
Yes. Agreed.
Especially Pokemon Go. Like, it's a game where, like, you can, like, actually, at least on a mechanics level and everything, you can be the very best if you just learn your counts, learn etc. All these mechanic stuff. It's really like the actual like on the fly thinking stuff that takes a little more time to drill and stuff and learn. But even that's learnable, right? Like that's teachable.
There's like a couple of factors, right? The first is that as you move up the competitive tiers, sometimes it does require more of your players, especially if they're underperforming. And I know some teams might feel some pressure, like, oh, we've got a player that like gets swept every other week and we can't afford to lose those 3 points every week if we're going to compete at the highest tier, right? And I think that's a valid point when you're in that competitive mindset. But again, the team chemistry I think is more important, and I think you agree with me on that. The second thing is resources. Like, I know a lot of these positions are harder to fill than others, Ultra League and Master League obviously being the toughest.
Right.
And Munch, I'm looking back at the schedule here. Munch played a lot of Ultra. He actually never got swept this past cycle. They did. The team
He
itself
didn't
went
play
7.
poorly at all. I looked at it too.
No,
Yeah.
the team went 7-2. He
Uh-huh.
never got swept. He got at least 1 point for his team every
Uh-huh.
single week. So I don't see him as like a weak point in the team.
Yeah, they must have thought. I don't know. I kind of know who they're aiming to pick up, but I don't remember seeing that they were like a significant upgrade, you know.
Their 2 weekly losses were by 1 point.
Yeah, dude,
That's tough.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think that's something that people are trying to figure out still with factions. There's a lot of movement, and you know, from a personal standpoint, I think that's something I pride my team on pride myself on is making a team where people don't want to leave, right? Like they want to play, and we're not going to kick people out because of performance issues. Like we'll help you, right? I'd much rather spend the time to help you get better than to just pick up someone that I think is better and might cause problems with the team, right? It's just you know, it's you know, this is not like the NBA, right? Where like a random like, you know, LeBron James just comes like once in a couple of decades, right? Or like Kobe comes once in a couple of decades. Like this is it's not that deep, right? You can teach someone to become good at PvP in time if you spend the time to and they're willing to learn. If you're not willing to learn and if you have bad team chemistry, that's a whole different situation. I'll kick you off for that. But if you contribute to good team chemistry and you're willing to learn from your mistakes, like that's fine. I'll take it. And obviously, like we're not the best of the best by any means, but we're still an Emerald. Like we're still in the highest tier, right? You know, competing against the best.
We'll just think about the NBA, right? Think about professional sports. A lot of times when they do try to build a quote unquote super team, it never goes the way you expect.
Look at the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just like accumulate talent and just say, okay, I have the top 3 players in the world, I'm just going to win every game, because it doesn't work that way.
Well, Golden State kind of did that with Durant for a while too. That was a little broken, not gonna lie.
Yeah, but fair. But the thing is, they developed a strong roster, right?
Yeah, they had a strong roster before Durant showed up.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes adding that final piece can be helpful, but you can't like rely on just like importing talent constantly and trying to succeed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's like a lot of politics in the background, right? We don't know what the team meetings are like. We don't know if one player was like overly negative, or they were dragging their teammates down, or they weren't contributing in the same way. We don't know like the other factors there, and all of those factors are important.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, it's just weird. I mean, I think like if Munchlax was a problem, I'm not saying he was. If he is, I think you just kick him out regardless, right? You don't say like we're going to keep you if this other guy says yes. You know, that's just unfortunately just like bad leadership. But again, I'm not pointing fingers. I don't know who's responsible for what. But this is a cautionary tale for those that are running factions, right? But good on Munchlax too for standing up for himself. And being like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. And Rip Train name Quasi me like, it's not the place for me. It's funny because Quasi was recruited and didn't even play a single game because he just got picked up from a different team and he left and he's joined another team, I assume now. So be curious to see how that shakes up. But anyway, I wish those guys the best regardless of where they're going to. It is kind of sucked that they worked that hard to get to the highest tier and then just fell apart before it started. But you know what? One person's collapse is a Deoxys Alberta Fence's fortification.
yeah, agreed, right?
They're loving life right now. They promoted when they didn't think they were going to, and they got one of their best players back, right? Now they got Vancouver Regionals coming up. I'm sure all those guys are going to be there. They're going to try to get a Vancouver Regionals win too. Man, we'll see what happens, but I don't know. I'm rooting for some Mexico players that might bring some Halucia, and of course I got root for my teammate Cindy as well too, you know.
Yeah. No, dude, I've met last season in Vancouver, I met Shady and Dilap, and they're really cool guys, man. Shady is my fellow NA Sylph champ, and very down to earth, very humble, actually like pretty quiet in person. Meanwhile, Eddie is just how you expect. He's
I talked to him at Worlds, and I talked to Shady in Toronto briefly too.
Oh yeah. They're cool guys, man.
Yeah, for sure. So it'll be good. Yeah, the Oxys Alberta defense. I heard that part of the region in Canada, the Alberta side, is like the south of Canada, you know, like the southern.
Really?
Yeah. Like more pastures, more cows, more country. Yeah.
Okay.
So It gets a
Is
little
that
weird.
is that why their mascot has like a hat?
Yeah. It's a Deoxys defense wearing a cowboy hat. Yeah, it's like real. It's like the south of Canada. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Rural.
Real
But
Canada.
they got some good players there, so I'm excited to see how they perform this upcoming weekend.
Nice.
But that's about it for the T. Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
More team drama. It happens.
It does happen.
It all comes down to leadership and culture, which we talked about last time.
Yo, I will say, I don't mind saying this because, you know, I might as well say it. You know how I like sometimes roast Ryan Swag's like breakpoints and stuff like that, right? You know, and stuff like the knockout breakpoint or whatever, right? Like, I was like, you know, it's opinion of difference. But I did write in my team chat to Polly because I knew he was going to Knoxville, you know, last weekend, and Ryan Swag was gonna be there. And I said, because I'm like, dude, if he's beating you with the Dene or something, like something's wrong. So I wrote, I was like, look, you're off the team if you lose to Ryan Swag here, right? Don't be losing to no breakpoint nonsense. And he lost to Ryan Swag, so. I might hit up some of those bad Muse guys. We need a replacement here. Yo, Ryan Swag did well though. He went 5-2. No hate. I mean, he ran a Mantine and Dedenne on his team. I think, right? Like that's wild to me.
That's not bad.
I'd be hating on Mantine all day long too. Even though Emmy Weedo won a regional with it, I still hate on that thing. It was just like.
So yeah, Swag. Ryan Swag lost the first round in Knoxville. Immediately went down to the secondary bracket. He beat Sinister 2016. Then he beat Polly. And then he got a no-show from Lax. And then he beat Jackery. And then he beat. He actually lost. He got knocked out by Ramblin' Man.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that was the guy that beat Polly too. He lost to two Ryans. He lost to two Ryans. He lost to Ramblin' Man. Lost to Ryan Swag. He said that's his kryptonite. Yo, you know who else is a Ryan?
Who?
Zionic.
Oh,
if they win the tournament, he loses to Zionic again, man.
Dude,
I was trifecta, man.
I was talking with Ramblin' Man about this at the event. He actually 4-0'd Arrow that weekend.
Dude, oh my gosh, Arrow, come on.
I know.
You know, he's probably like, I'm coming back for redemption here. Nope. Swift exit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But no, it's funny though. I legit didn't even know the brackets. I didn't even know that Polly was going to be in the same bracket as Ryan Swag. And I literally just threw it out there like, you're off the team if you're losing Ryan Swag here. These swag breakpoints, but
shucks.
He literally lost. It's all good. I said, hey, you gotta go Milwaukee. Swag's gonna be there, right? You gotta do a rematch here.
Yeah, I actually didn't get to meet Polly, so he needs to come to another one.
Oh, really? Oh, you mean like he like just left the venue before he got?
No, I think I was like backstage, and then he was like doing something else, and then I left, and then he was going someplace different.
I'm trying to convince him to go to NAIC. I'm trying to convince most of my teammates to go there. Hopefully, we'll have our cool cast jerseys by then too. So it'll be good. But NAIC should be dope. It'll be packed.
Should be big.
It's gonna be amazing. 4 invites to Worlds, man. 2 travel awards, dude. Why aren't you going to NAIC? That's the real question, right?
Players need to get out there.
Yeah, dude. It'll be a good time. But anyway, thank you all for listening in. Hope you all have a great one. Again, thank you to everyone that dropped questions as well. And best of luck on the Regidragos this weekend. Best of luck to our fellow Canadians and those invading Canada as well. And yeah, we'll catch you all in a future episode. Peace.
See ya.